Hello, everyone. I'm just checking in a Monday nightcap. We've had some interesting weather going on this weekend. It was storming. Now is snowing. It was snowing today, rather, and very interesting. Very interesting. Hope everyone is being safe. Um, I got some pictures I gotta upload. Yesterday it wasn't even windy. It didn't storm until this morning, but there were trees just being uprooted by the root. Big old trees. The wind wasn't blowing or anything, but and this happened after I got out of church. I went to church with my sister. Yesterday they had family and friends. They filled the pew, and it was really filled. It was something to see. You know, normally when you go to church, you probably see 2 or 3 people sometime. But yesterday it was so many people at the second service. I went that morning. Stayed for the second service. I really and truly enjoyed myself. Truly blessed. Um, Hello, I took some notes. The word was very encouraging, something that I needed to hear. Um, and the worship service was so awesome. Um, and I'm a big worshiper. I love worship music. I just love it. It's something about um, worship music just take all your cares away. And then after we got out of church, we went to my sister's, one of her friends, how she had cooked dinner, and I had a craving for dressing, and she had made some chicken and dressing, and it was delicious. We came on home and trees, like I said, just uprooted. Um, at the root. And every time I see something, I'm just looking for a word. And it just shows you when them, it's not always, I don't know if you all ever heard this before. It's not always those little bitty trees that fall. These were gigantic trees. Uh, on an area where I was called the bypass, in that area, there was a lot of trees that had fallen. Some had fallen across the street. So, like I said, this was even before the storm came. So that was an interesting thing to see yesterday. And then this morning, about 3 o'clock, the alarm went off saying that a tornado warning was for our area. Um, the only thing fell over here is one flower pot that I got on the porch. But other than that, we were pretty good. No trees falling. If you have seen the outside across over that hill where I say you can just walk across that, through that little wooded area, you'll be in the country. So did none of those trees fall, thank God. Um, I hope everybody uh, is safe because it is raining in some areas. The snow is falling in some area. And then in the northern part of where I'm from, they actually got snow, heavy snow. So we just have to keep our hearts and mind and be on guard for, you know, life. Because just like the weather changes, life can change for any of us in a moment. And I'm just praying and trying to keep my faith, trying to keep hope alive. Hello, sometimes life will make you want to take a deep breath. But all in all, we here. We safe. We may not have it like we wanted, but we here and we safe. Um, I'm just thankful I went to church yesterday. I had such a wonderful time. And both services were wonderful. I got some notes. I think the first one came from John. I hope I didn't lose my notes. I think I still got them. Yeah, I do. Especially if it's something that's speaking to me. He came from Matthew 26, verses 30 through 69, and then 75. How to get back up. And he was talking about when they was getting ready to take Jesus to the cross, and they had Peter, who was a part of the disciple, part of his team. And Peter was a ride or die, like they say that in this day terminology. Peter was like a ride or die. And Jesus told him before the cock crow 3 times, you gonna deny me. But Peter was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. You know, he was like the homeboy to Jesus. And as soon as he was approached about, do you know Jesus? He was approached by one lady, and Peter denied him. He was approached again. Peter denied him. And that third time, he denied him, and the rooster crowed, however you say it, and Peter walked away with his head hung down because he did the opposite of what he said he wasn't gonna do. And how many times do we have people in our lives like Peter? Oh, I got your back. I'm gonna be there for you. You can tell me this. You can do this. I ain't gonna say that. You know, I got your back. In time you turn your back, that very person is stabbing you in your back, lying on you, telling all your business. But even in that, you can get back up after betrayal. And I learned so much from that, because we all fall down, but we get back up. Everybody falls. There's no perfect person on this earth. And I had to learn that. I wasn't always like this. I was one of those Christian that I took my walk with God serious. I didn't play when it came to that. And God had to humble me and let me know, you know, nobody is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. I don't care how much you call on Jesus, how much you think that you know. Everybody falls. And I had to learn that. And I'm glad I did. Now I have so much compassion. When I see people, I don't care what they have done. I know that they are loved. And I can show them people love, because none of us are perfect. It could be that person today, and it could be you tomorrow. So, you know, and no matter what you have done, you can get back up. You can get a chance after chance after chance after chance. You know, everybody deserves another chance at life, because, like I say, none of us are perfect. And I have shared my testimony so many times on here. I've been walking with the Lord since 1996, and it hadn't been easy. Like I say, I have doubted, I have worried, I have questioned. There's a situation going on right now in my family that I am asking for questions, and only he has the questions. And so tonight when I go to bed, I'm just got to go to sleep and trust that he knows. You know, I still ponder, the young people that I met at high school that have been unalived through violence. And I have to give all that to him because none of us have the answer. And then I have to pray for the other person who did it. You know, I don't know what was going on in his mind, but some of it I do know what it is. It's that lawlessness. People don't respect the law. They have no regard for authority figures. Most of these kids are probably they disrespectful to their parents. The parents can't tell them what to do. They thinking they want to be these bad boys until they want to be these bad boys until the unthinkable happen. And again, it goes back to, and a lady that spoke at the second service, everybody should know this Bible means the basic instructions before leaving earth. And so many people have left the basics in family. Technology, cell phones, uh, headphones, earbuds. It's just so much, y'all, and we need to pray for one another. And I always say, you may not pray how I pray. And you have to remember that even the man that was on the cross, when Jesus was on the cross, the only thing he could say was, Jesus, remember me. And sometimes all you can do is say, Lord, have mercy. He hear it. Sometimes all you can do is say, Jesus. Sometimes all you can do is say, shaking your head. And then they was talking about yesterday back in the old days, and I got a picture. I don't know if any of you all have heard of a thing called the big meeting and I can remember this so vividly. As a child, they would put all the food in a box, like a what you call it, like a cardboard box, like stuff coming, and they would load all the food off in those boxes, and they would put the boxes in the trunk. And after church, you can go from car to car just getting food out the trunk. And the interesting thing, you didn't get sick back then. You didn't have all this acid reflux and all those different type of sicknesses that we have now. And it was called big meeting. And you wear your fine clothes that day. I sound like I'm about my mama age. You put on your little fine clothes and your nice suits. I can remember the church where we go. It was an old church out there in the country. And this old man, they said that he was my dad's father. My dad never did know his parent, but they would say this man was my dad's father. He would be out there and he would sell drinks. I think they used to be like 15 cents back then. And he would sell the drinks and he would sell them to the people out there. Because, back then they really didn't have that much. But I can remember that so good. And I was on Facebook strolling and somebody had put a picture of it. But here they called it a big meal. And y'all, when I say you have cakes and pies, dressing greens, and none of this stuff was hot. It was served out of the trunk of the car. And you have all these different cars with different types of food, and it was like a big meeting. Families, if they had moved out of town, they would come home to the big meeting. Now they call them revivals. They don't call them big meeting anymore. They call them revivals. But I had such a good time at church yesterday. In the second service, the man what was his scripture? I think he went to Acts. It was Acts chapter 12. I'd have forgot the verse. Acts 12 and something, but I forgot what verse it was. I don't have it written down. I thought I might got some more notes over there in my purse, but I made me some notes. And I was just coming live to talk about the weather and talk about, how I had went to church, enjoyed myself, just wonderful fellowship. And again, I'm a praise and worship. I love praise and worship music. Sometimes if you going through, I always say turn on what you want to listen to. But if you put on you some good praise and worship music, man, y'all go to sleep at night. And I do. I sleep with the Bible on sometimes. Sometimes I sleep with music on. I love Todd Dulaney. I love Tasha Cobb. Those are just some people. What's her name? Winans, CC Winans. I love her. I like Maverick music. Just different genres that I listen to. I listen to Hart Ramsey. He make jazz music too. So what's his name? Ben Tankard. He had a TV show, him and his wife. I don't know if they still together, but he had a TV show on. They used to have a TV show about the preachers too. They took it off. I think they got so much backlash. But did y'all see what a preacher, um, it ain't really funny. It really makes the church look bad. The preacher told his congregation, let me see, can I find it? He told his congregation that he needed to see their income tax papers. And that was so very inappropriate, you all. That's what makes me angry of some of the stuff these preachers do, you all. And some people really fall for that stuff. They'll probably send them his income taxes, but that's not biblical. It's just so much crazy stuff going on in this world. Woo! Y'all ain't never seen anything like it. From the church, it's really not the body of Christ. That's just somebody doing their own thing. Greed, money, filthy lucre. You have to look that up if you don't know what it means. But filthy lucre, greed. And I always look at some of these preachers got mansions, cars, airplanes, and all this stuff. And you got people sitting out there in the audience who need help, and they won't help them. It was another story where this lady, someone in her family died. They were paying their tithes and offering, and that church wanted her to pay $800. Like, oh Lord have mercy. I don't understand it. And like I say, I used to be such a rebel. I would like the Peter in the Bible. Peter would, I don't know how I can say this. Peter would do stuff to people's ears, if you know the word. He chopped that man ears out. He was that type of person. But he was also a person that denied Jesus. He denied him. And like I say, it goes back to, you think you got a ride or die. You think you got somebody going to have your back. Wait till something happen. You're going to find out who that person really is. That's the reason I don't hang with a lot of people. If it's not my family, my nieces or my nephews are going to something that they're having, I'm at home. Because like I say, I have a home. I don't have a house. I don't mind coming home. I can come here. And time I walk through my door, I have peace in my home. And I can have peace with a bunch of people here. And that's the way you would want the atmosphere in your home. I pray here. I keep the praise and worship music going. I keep scriptures going through my house. Even if I got to find something on YouTube, like the blessings over my home. I pray over the boundaries of my property, my vehicle. So learn to pray when you get in your car. Lord, bring me back to the other side. That means that when I leave my home, bring me back, Lord, safe to my family. And please pray over your children. Please pray over your children. Pray over your daughters. Pray over your family, your husband. I don't care what's going on in there. Pray. It's time to pray, you all. If you don't know how to pray, just say Jesus or Lord have mercy. Or just wave your hand. He understands everything. He knows your heart. And I'm telling y'all, if you listen to me, your life will get better. You'll have such peace. Stuff won't worry you. People won't bother you. Because you ain't got time to let people always disturbing you, trying to get you, out of your character. If you have to, you take legal actions. If it's not that serious, but when it gets serious, you take legal actions. But if it ain't, something that's worth your time, just pray for that person. Something in them is not right, and they try and inflict that on you. But don't let people do that to you. Have faith and stand strong. And it's happening everywhere. All over the world. It's happening. I was going to try and find that preacher that said that about them tithes and off. That stuff was so funny. I'm seeing something now about, who is it? Oh, Lord. That's what I'm saying, y'all. And sometimes I can't get on social media because it's depressing. There's a girl from Lowndes County here. Her and her son, they're missing. Nope, I haven't gotten any updates on it, but that's what I'm saying. Pray for you. Pray for your daughters. Don't be out here walking by yourself. Make sure you got somebody with you. Get you some spray. The spray. I don't know if stun guns are legal or not. Ooh, scary, so I'm yawning. But just don't be out here by yourself. I can't find it. About that doctor. That's all that I know this. But there are a lot of things in the headline. Oh, yeah, and if you from Mobile, Alabama, I'm going to see if I can upload that. That's when I'm telling y'all to watch your children. But this man tried to get this little girl while her family was around. He was in a truck, and he did some obscene things and stuff. But when the police got there, in his truck, he had removed the door handles from the inside of the truck. He had put sticks in the window. So, and I'm wondering, I'm pretty sure this man hadn't did this before. He put sticks in the window so you couldn't, if he got you, you couldn't let down the window. I think I got that on my phone, but I'm going to upload it. And then he had spray cans of paint. I think I said that right. Spray paint that he would inhale, any kind of thing that he would inhale, and the police believe he was using those to make the person pass out. But if he had got that little girl from down there, it's a little shopping area in Mobile, and they called the police on him. And he went to jail. They got it in the car. But y'all, I'm gonna upload that. I had forgotten all about it, but I'm gonna upload it. So don't let your children be out here walking by themselves, and make sure there's an app called, I'm gonna have to ask my niece. There's an app that you can put on your phone where you know where your children are, and then like the app will help you know where your children are, and then it'll let them know where you are. It'll ping, like it'll say like T-Pat has arrived home, or in my case, my nieces have arrived home. It lets you know where they are at all times. I forgot the name of the app. I'm going to ask her. Let me text and ask her the name of it. But put that app on your children's phone. And it lets you know where they are. Let me see. What your name at, girl? I'm gonna call her. Cause I text her, she may take tomorrow. Answering the phone. She might not answer it now. But yeah, download that app to your phone. She'll probably come. She ain't answer. I'm gonna text her. What's the name?
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Let me see. I want to give her her phone number. I really know widows out here. What's the name of the app? Yeah. Use for location. But it's a good app. It tells you they don't arrived at such and such place. If you go to McDonald's, it's gonna tell you they at McDonald's. If you go to Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, wherever you go, it's gonna let you know where that person is, and it's good to have. It's 9:21. She might be asleep. I didn't realize it was that late, but I'm gonna get up off here. I'm gonna see if she gonna text me back before I get off. But download that app to your phone. It's free. You don't have to pay no fee or nothing. It's free. It's free to use. But that's why I was yesterday. I was in church all day yesterday. And I came home, got me a shower. I ate a snack. I done fell in love with pretzel and cheese. And so I had me a little snack, some pretzel and cheese with me a juice. Y'all, I'm a tip to make chicken Alfredo tomorrow. I never made it before, but I'm gonna attempt to make it. My nephew told me it ain't hard. See, so I went and got the stuff today. I got my Alfredo sauce chicken. I don't think I got the right kind of chicken. I might go get some chicken breasts and cut them up, boil them. But I should have did that today so they could have been seasoned. She ain't answering. Let me ask my other niece. I think I got her number. Might not have it. They changed their number so much. Okay, where you at? I don't think that's her number no more. Darn. I gotta send them numbers off that phone to this phone. I'm gonna call her back one more time. If not, I'll put it on the community post of what the app is called. Because I know they not asleep. They stay up all night. But she not answering. I've been on here over 30 minutes. I don't want to be on here that long. Get ready to get in my bed. Nah, she not answering. Let's see if my nephew. Because all of them got them. Let me see. What your name at, child? OPQ. I don't see it. It's on that phone. I got to move these numbers around. Let me see. I think I know his number all right. When you get over 50, over 50, you got to remember numbers and different things like that. What's the name of that app y'all got on y'all phone for location? You don't know the name? It ain't no 360. I don't think that's. I had called Abby. She did. know. I find it. Well, I find it. Boy, you didn't go to sleep. You had sleep. Oh, I don't know. The phone hung up. It hung up. Y'all, he don't know the name of it either. No, it's not Apple Maps. It's a app that you install on your phone. My nephew told me it called 360, but that's not it. Cause it's like if you want to follow your children, they'll send you a link, and you just let me see, is it 360? You know what? That might be right. But if you out there doing something you ain't got no business, I wouldn't advise. I think, let me see, 360 app. Life 360. Let me see, this is it. It's called Life 360. He had it right. Let me see, can I show y'all what it looks like? It's called Life 360. And it let me see. See it? That's it right there. And it helps you. It works real good, and it's free. It worked really good. Like if I was to go out to Walmart, it'll let them know I'm at Walmart. If I go to Tennessee, it'll say I have arrived at whatever address in Tennessee. If I go to uh, New Orleans, it's gonna let them know where I am in New Orleans, and it is so good to have. I don't care if they at school, it's gonna let you know they at school. If they leave at school, it's gonna and if the parents do it and set it up on their child phone, the child can't mess with it. So you're gonna have to make sure you put it on the child's phone, because you know they can turn the location on and off. But tell them don't turn their location off. But that's it. I was laughing at it, but he had the 360, right? But it's called Life 360. Make sure y'all put that on your children's phone. Um, and it just lets you know what time. Like if you at work and your child come home, it lets you know what time they got home. And say if you got one of them children that like to be kind of sneaky and leave, it's gonna let you know that too. When they leave, you know. And then if you have certain t- cell phone providers, um, like my niece, well, not my older niece, the next to the oldest niece, her phone is on my plan, so it's able to show me like who she texting, who she calling, and all that. And it's not an invasion of their privacy at in a time like now. It's called being safe. You know, like I go back to that story in Mobile. It happened in Mobile, Alabama. If you look it up on the internet, you'll find it. It just happened last week. I think it might have been Friday. And this man was trying to get this girl with her family, like right there. And the police officer saying like he was under the influence from inhaling all that stuff. And y'all, he had so many cans of, looked like he had WD-40 paint cans, and in the back of his truck, he had a whole mask. But like I say, if he got somebody, they wouldn't have been able to get out of his truck. He had sticks in the windows. He had broken off the door handles. He had removed like the unlock. You know, it had to be an older truck because you know most trucks now they don't have that little lock thing that pops up. He had taken all that stuff off. And we're wondering, like, who else has this man? And he was a young guy. He wasn't that old. The man that shared it. I don't know if I'm on my phone, but I'm not on my Facebook page. I would tell y'all where to go look for the story. But it's on Facebook, and it happened in Mobile, Alabama. If you want to look it up, um, they got his pictures up there. He don't look that, and he wasn't an older guy. He was a young guy. And Ain't no telling how many people he had got. He had I believe he was from a Texas tag, if I'm not mistaken. And I think when they ran the tag wasn't even registered. So even if somebody got behind the truck or something, hey, he grabbed the little girl. And you know, it's happening so close to home. You know, like you don't hear stuff like that from where we're from, but it happened. And I believe that was Friday. And like I said, another girl from Lowndes County, if you're familiar with Alabama, in Lowndes County, is her and her son. I don't know the update on that one. I don't know if they have found her, you know, or not. And they got the big case going on with Anaya. I don't want to mispronounce that lady's last name. That's a big case going on here with I forgot that man's name, and I don't want to mispronounce nothing. Um, I need that phone right there. That's wild. That's where I'm logged in on Facebook, the one I'm online. But y'all look that up if you are interested in reading about that. But please put that Live 360 on your children's phone, and if they have one. To me, I don't think kids under maybe 13 need a cell phone. But then I got to thinking, me and my family, we was talking about that. But now, you know, they do need these cell phones. I liked the beepers. When we grew up, we had beepers. You used to put the beep on your side and go beep, beep, beep. Those were good to have. I wonder they're going to bring them back in style. The beepers. Anybody familiar with the beepers? I'm 56 years old. That's the reason I was thinking about, like in the old days, some of the stuff we used to have. And you know, we had basketball. When I was riding yesterday down there where my sister from, she stayed in Crenshaw County. And the kids was out there playing basketball, and it was such a joy to see it. They was out there playing basketball. They were playing in the streets. And you don't see that too much now. But when we grew up, we played in the streets. We played basketball, dodgeball. We did all those little fun games. Because we didn't have all these cell phones and different things. And my mom, she didn't buy us stuff like that. Um, we had to chop wood, even though, like I said, we lived in the city. My daddy was a hustler. He sold wood. He had a garden. Um, and the garden was so big, we would have corn, peas, collard greens, cabbages, sweet potatoes. We call them iced potatoes, like your regular white potato. We had okra. He would grow tomatoes, and we had a mule with the wagon, tractor in the city now. But I was so mad growing up. Woo! But now I am thankful. It kept me out of trouble. Boy, I'm talking about when I say hated my parents, I was so mad at how we grew up. I was mad we didn't go out. We couldn't go to clubs or nothing like that. We have to chop wood. We had to wash clothes in the washing machine. It was one of those washing machines where you had to push the clothes through the washer and the little thing would squeeze the water out, and then we would have to let it fall off in a little round uh, little metal thing. Then you would have to rinse them, send them back through the little washer. But I tell you, there was some good times. You didn't really have to worry. You can sleep with the window up. You didn't have to worry about nobody coming in your house. And you had neighbors that watched out for us. But now I'm thankful that I was raised like that. Ain't no telling what would have happened. I did hang on the bad side though before I started going to church. You know, I hung out up with up in Montgomery, and that's how I got those old albums. We hung out with, it was a radio station called Hot 105 with Michael Long, Daryl E. Brian Corbett, Constant J, I think that's his name, DJ Shadow, all those type of guys. Uh, and then I hung with some not so good people, but a lot of them are deceased now. I think out of all of them, only one, he's a preacher, but most of them are deceased. And I'm so thankful that I made it out of that type of life. They was the type of life you had one way in and one way out. That mean they had no back door. They didn't have no windows. And it was over by Alabama State. If you were familiar with the school, Alabama State, it was over in that area. Hung out over in there. Uh, just a while. Go to concerts and stuff. Uh, some of those people that, if you listen to Truth Hurts channel, she play a lot of those guys' music on her platform, and those were some of the guys that we knew through dealing with Hot 105. Michael Long still alive. Daryl E. Still know Daryl E. And some of them I can't remember. Some things was washed out of my head. I can't remember something. But some of those people, a lot of them have been unalive. Some of them deceased. Hung out with strippers and different things like that. So that's the reason I'm telling you, everybody got a past. But you don't let your past define you, and everybody mess up. Yeah, because we would have balls when my parents would leave and go out of town. My other sisters, they live in Connecticut. So when my dad and my mom get on that airplane, we get that beard that my dad loved beard. And he had a white one, beardless saber. And we steal that car, y'all. And one day I stole the car and hit a tree and lied and told, no, I hit another car. But I told them that I hit a tree. And my daddy, he didn't fuss at me like my mama. My mama, old boy, she had a fit. My dad was like, just be thankful she didn't hurt herself. And I had to repent for telling that lie. Talking about I hit a tree. And then they won't know where the tree was. So it's a street here called Fortdale Road. I had to take them on Fortdale Road and show them that big old tree. Here go my mama. I don't see no white paint on the tree. Oh, God. But those are some good old times, y'all. Remember your childhood. Some of it ain't good, but still remember your childhood. Go back and just think about it. And it'll make you be appreciative of where you are now. And I am. I got a home. We didn't grow up bad. We had it pretty good. And I think that's the reason a lot of people didn't really care for us. So I didn't grow up like bad, like in a bad neighborhood. Grew up real good. It was the fact that how my daddy would make us go out there trying to pick greens and all peas and what them things called, lima beans or butter beans. And not only that, we would have to peel them, sack them up in a little bag, put the little twist on that, the gallon bags. And you had to wash your pea, pick the peas out. And it would be these little white things in the water. We had to scoop all that out. Boy, I was like, we ain't got no life. And we could only play like with each other or the little kids across the street. We couldn't have company. We didn't do sleepovers. We didn't do anything like they do now. These parents let their kid go to anybody's house. So yeah, so I hope that young lady and her son are found safe. But you can look that up too. It happened in Lowndes County. Pretty little young girl. And the other story was out of Mobile, Alabama. So Alabama starting to get a little crazy like the other places. Then they got stories going on in Atlanta. So yeah. That's when I get home before it get dark. Like I said, I'm 56. I'm not going to be out there fumbling around. I can't wait to show y'all my hair. My hair is gray. But in the back, I realized yesterday I gave myself an edge up before I went to church. The back of it, it's not gray. It's the color that I used to put up there. My sister told me to go on and just get some gray hair color and just, turn it all gray. But I want it to grow naturally. Try not to put any more chemicals in my hair. So I got to get it cut again. But I love my little gray. I love it. I'm loving my gray hair. It actually made my face look a little smaller and everything. But I done stayed on here 46 minutes. I'm finna get off. Hope everybody have a wonderful Monday night. Stay safe and warm. And please, y'all, because I have a compassion, I'm a youth person. I'm about the young people. Watch over our sons and our daughters. Your child is my child. You're my virtual family, and I want my virtual family to be safe and warm, and just know that nobody is perfect. This coming from a person who I probably wouldn't have said this 6 years ago, but God softened my heart. He had to humble me and show me that nobody is perfect. And I always tell y'all, I don't push my faith out on nobody. But whatever your faith is, pray for your family. Even if you don't believe in faith and all the things that I say, just wave your hand over your children so that they have that protection. I love each and every one of you. Praying for you, my trendsetters, those who listen, those who come across it. And I just love my virtual family. And y'all, I don't know if I'm going to come on here tomorrow. I'm going to try and find those links to those stories that I shared with y'all about, especially one about the man that tried to get this family child from them, and they were right there. That was weird. And I'll share the one about the young lady that's missing. But again, I love you all. Have a good night, and I'll see you all tomorrow when I make my chicken Alfredo.